So the question is, why, according to Shaar HaPesukim, the question is, why we have 2 tribes and a half which stay outside? The first aspect we explain what is Eretz Israel. Now why 2 tribes and a half? It's the first reason why. Said, first of all, why Reuven? You see, you have to remember that when Reuven was, let's say, created, Yaakov, he wasn't aware, he didn't know exactly about all the situation. What does it mean? Yaakov comes, he knows that he will put out his first seed. Until that seed to create Reuven. For him, who should be in the bed with him? Rachel. What did Laban change? So it means that his thought wasn't fixed. What does it mean? Because of this lie, something going to happen with the sons of Reuven. Because his father, when he went, he thought that it was Rachel. But the result is, not Rachel is here, Leah. So because of this situation, Reuven's soul wasn't so perfect. That's why what do you do when you get married? You say, go, take off the, how do you say, the veil, and check. Is it her? Not to be surprised, because you want to be sure that the wife you're getting married will be this one for the first night. Yeah?
I'll go deeper.
What?
Now go deeper.
What's happened? You say it was the lighting. So say when you are in a situation, people are hiding you things, your action will not be perfect. You can have the best intention. But if you are, like you say, I'm here, I know that they told me that this is water, and for me it's water, I'm going to make charcoal. And it's wine, I can make the best bracha I want with all the intention, with all the love. The bracha is not efficient. For sure, charcoal is including even wine, but it's not perfect. Something is missing here. So see, this is the reason why Reuven stayed outside of Eretz Israel. Because when he was created, Yaakov didn't know about who is the mother. Let's go deeper. And he said, ולכן לא יצא בו אז טיפה הבכור. מה שאמר, פחז כמים אל תותח. פירוש, במה שנודע, כי יש ביסוד בית נקבים, אחד למוציא טיפה זרע, ואחד למוציא מים עקורים מרגליים. וכשיצא טיפה הזרע להוליד ראובן, יצא דרע נקב המים, ונמוכה שם. So what's happened? Is when you know that situation, that Yaakov, if they play with him, he had potential to bring down Reuven with Rachel. But they lied to him. He said, you have to know one thing. In the yesod of the man, you have two tzinors.
You can have?
Two tzinor.
Two compartments.
Yeah.
Canal, c'est comme
en anglais. Oui, canal, don't be en anglais.
Canal channels.
We have 2 channels. One for the zera, one for the P. See what's happened? Because we lied to him, the zera would just produce, right? Yes. Produced for Reuven went out through the channel of the P.
Reuven was one of the 2 tribes that didn't want to go into, they wanted to stay in this scenario.
Exactly.
So we're saying the reason, I think I came in the middle of it. The reason why, what was the reason again why he didn't want to go into the land of Israel?
So because at the moment of their creation, something was wrong. It's like the moment where you have the union between men and women, something was wrong. But Reuven,
something was wrong with Reuven?
No, what was wrong with the situation? But Reuven, what's happened? You think that you are with Rachel. We play the game, we put you there instead. what's happening. So if you are with someone which is not what you are thinking in your mind, because you are innocent, you don't know, because at this moment you don't put the light or the shalom, you just go.
You said Reuben was with who?
No, Yaakov.
Oh, Yaakov. But Reuben was thinking.
Yaakov thought he was with Rachel,
What do
but
you
he
mean?
was with Leah. Yaakov was really procreating with Leah, but he thought it was Rachel.
Oh.
So because of that root, something was off with Reuven, because you can make the best bracha in the world, but if there's, and you think it's coffee, but it's actually wine, like you're doing, the intention's right, but the action is off. So that was the reason why Reuven.
So, Chas v'shalom, while you're having marital relations with your wife, you end up thinking about someone else. You can mess up your kids.
Taking on the
person you're thinking.
I don't know exactly how it works, but it's the idea. Or like the style of how the parents are procreating also has an effect on the person.
And sometimes it's very difficult to like manage, what's going on in here, especially when you're, in that act, which is one of the most, if not the most spiritual act. It's very important. Yeah. I remember hearing from Akiva, right? And I believe Akiva learned it from you, right? That like when you're doing it, you have to think about her.
Yeah.
And it needs to be all her.
Yeah.
And and you can't do it for like your selfish reasons. That the shalom bayit, it begins in the bedroom.
Yeah.
And that you have to just think of her, not yourself.
Yeah. That's why he said, the Gemara says that to have a story for tzaddik, they had in their room paint with a black man. Like this said the Gemara. And they put that paint upon the bed. So when they were making the union, man and woman, they had this picture. And also woman was seeing that picture. And so on. So what's happened? They had a baby. The baby was black.
Wow, that's intense.
Because they went to the rabbi of the rabbi. They said, what's happened? My wife cheated on me and so on. They say, no, don't cheat on me. Because something is really, they say that no problem. So what do you have in your room? Say, this old paint of black and something. Because when you put something, you focus your intention to what you're saying. The problem is you create something. And these things happen in our language, in our code language, that your zera go from the P channel, not from the zero channels.
So what if let's say the picture wasn't a picture like that painting. Say it was a picture of like a big tzaddik, right? And Chas v'shalom, that's who she was thinking of. Wouldn't you want your son to be a...
My advice is no picture, even tzaddik.
You want something to be like you. You can be like your descendant, not someone else's descendant.
There would be like a separation between you and your child if the kavanah is on someone else.
This isn't the best case.
Yeah. Well, it could be a lot worse.
No picture. It's written that you shouldn't have pictures under your eyes, and even don't create image in your head. You have to be careful not put any image, any picture when you are with your wife. Mm-hmm. Because this will play a role again in the final result.
That's why this is what happened with Reuben.
Yeah. So here it's different because everything was holy. But just because they lied to him, don't say this is Rachel or this is Leah. What's happened? Reuben went out with some image in his soul. But if this soul, I don't want to enter now in Eretz Israel. What does it mean? Eretz Israel, for sure, it's the land, it's the country. It's also the woman. Understand? So what's happened? If you have here the dot, this is the dot. You have two sides in the dot. the chasadim, and the gvurot. This is what you have to give to her. This is always what goes to the woman.
The gvurot?
Yeah, of the dad. Yes. So what's happened? She is Eretz Israel. So now if you bring lies here, you don't say, who is she really? I think it's Rachel, you bring me Leah. What's happened? All this will be done with the mage.
Did we say previously, though, right, that the women, they're gvurot, and men are chesed. So, like, wouldn't we bring the chesed to the gvurah?
No, it's not
Like,
like
why
this.
bring more gvurah to gvurah?
No, because when you are Gvura, you know how to handle Gvura. When you are Chesed, you know how to handle Chesed. Basically, it means that women don't know how to handle Chesed. It's not in their nature. Men don't know how to handle Gvura. You can see it. Men, when it's from that Gvura, war. What's happened to you? You can have Gvura, you can have problem and find solution. No, men want that war, destroy the world, they send RPG, tank, okay. What's happened? No, look at the women. Women that have problem, it's like our time, they discuss. They don't fight. Men, they don't know. We don't know how to handle violence. Women know. But women don't know how to handle chesed. You give chesed to a woman, but she did wrong things. She started to talk with the neighbor, and after it's finished, how we know? They don't know how to handle chesed. That's why I say, don't say shalom to everyone in the street. But for it's normal, you're a man, you see in the street, shalom, it's chesed. But when a woman says shalom, shlomit bat divrei. She went with the Egyptian went to. You see?
It seems like in the religious world, though, it's like the concept is opposite. A lot of people, at least from what I've seen, they tend to think that like men are naturally gvura and women are naturally chesed.
No, women's gvura.
It's like they say that like you've seen like a man is not supposed to. A man's not supposed to. There's all these concepts like a man's not supposed to cry. A man's not supposed to express himself. There's all these like predetermined like connotations.
We think a lot of them are.
I agree with you.
No,
But like I'm saying, this is an unfortunate thing.
you have it. You have it.
I once had a rabbi tell me that when you get married, you cannot cry in front of your wife because she thinks that you're less than a man.
So you gotta switch rabbis.
But that's a rabbi who said
The
that.
question is, what is Gvura for you? If for you Gvura means to cry, to say, not to cry, not to show emotion, it's a big mistake. Gvura is not about emotion. Gvura is how do you react when things become hard.
You say that's tougher for men.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Come on.
No, I felt like this for myself for the longest time, but I thought maybe I was strange.
Look,
Because some rabbis are teaching the complete opposite. It's like you're the man, you have to be firm, and
No.
to be the man is just to be fully in your position of chesed. But we know one thing. Inside of chesed, you also have gvura. Because everything is composed with everything. So if I'm chesed, I also have gvura. But my roots are not gvurot. Because me and you, when you have gvurot, you don't handle. You want to finish straight. It's the problem. But women who have gvurot, they can say, sometimes you see when you're married, you see your wife, she has a friend, and they are fighting. Well, they never find like agreement. And they're still friends. You say to her, what happened to you? Every day you say to me, my friend, blah, 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 and at the end you're still friend. Yes. If a man, he messed one time with me, he's not my friend, I arrest him, I block him. Fuck. You see, it's the difference.
so I experienced that to be like the opposite. Like with I once heard, this is before I was religious, right?
Yeah.
It seems to be very true from at least my personal life experience.
Yeah.
That this stand-up comedian, she was a woman, she was like, guys, you're lucky because, you and your friends, you guys are very close because you might see each other like, once a month.
Yeah.
But me and my best friends, we see each other every day. And my new best friend just said, I just met her in the bathroom. She said she likes my makeup. She's my new best friend. You know, she was saying, like, we don't stay friends because we hang out with each other every single day and we get tired of each other and now we're no longer friends. And it seems like, at least in my personal experience, is like when, as a man, you know, if I have like me and my friend have a problem with one another, you work it out. If it's a true friendship, you work it out. You know, but I feel like it's, I don't know, I feel like women are like just more aggressive and it's like, I don't know.
They have less pity. True.
Why is that?
Because the woman aspect, you have to understand what it is to be a woman. You have to take some seeds, and from that, you use your body to create a human being. You need every time to be like a position of I'm under. Like the Torah said, you have to cover your head, don't sing, all of that. And you use your body like a tool to make the task happening. Why this happening like that? Because she needs to be fixed. She suffers a lot from pregnancy, from education of the children.
It's a tikkun happening within
Tikkun! Why? What is the problem? They say to him, don't do that. Don't eat from the fruits. He made a mistake at that. He said also don't touch the tree. But you touch the tree, אולי מחר, כי יש לי תוכנית. תגיד לי, מחר? שעה אתה רוצה? לא, כמה דקות אתה רוצה? כמה זמנים אתה רוצה?
יום שלישי.
יום שלישי? אתה רוצה ללמד שעה, שעה וחצי, שעתיים? שעה? אוקיי, בסדר. בסדר גמור. בסדר גמור. בסדר. Right. So what's happened? Say like that. He said that the woman, the only way to fix things is like that. Because they messed up from the beginning. What's happened? They say don't eat. She ate, and after she said, what's happened to her? She said, I've ate, I'm gonna die. What will be your fault? If you, let's say you drink that coffee, you say, wow, I drink. No, I will give some. So what's happened? You drink something, you say, wow, it's done. I'll drink it, I'm gonna die. What do you do with that? You throw it outside or you give it to your friend?
Once you finish drinking from it?
Let's say you know this is poison.
Throw it out.
You don't know. She gave it to his husband.
She gave it to her husband.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You see what it means? You say, I will not die alone. It's a problem. This is the problem. You see you messed up. You say, she felt the death because at the moment she ate the food, she became Nida. You see the blood of Nida. So now you understand, this is the curse. That's my husband to tell me, don't eat because the day you will eat it, God tell me you're going to die. You see the blood, you understand something is wrong here? Oh, be fair play. So, look, my husband, I missed that. Bye-bye. No, she said, no, don't drink. You come with me. This is what?
So, is it not true when they say that everything comes from the wife then?
That's true.
It is true.
It's true. But the difference is, you as a man have to make that everything will come from a good way from her. Because when she's not fixed, things are tough.
And it's on the man's responsibility to fix her?
Yeah.
And how do we do that exactly?
Yichud.
Yichud?
Union.
So in the bedroom.
Yeah.
So with pure thoughts in the bedroom.
Everything starts from there, everything finishes there. If you understand the secret beyond that, you prepare yourself. That's why when I prepare people for wedding, you have to explain what is the secret beyond that. And you can list up on many aspects, don't throw out the garbage, don't clean the house, but never about the bed. Never be in tava, desire. Don't treat her like an animal. She's not an object. She's not here to be used. if you understand all that, you prepare yourself when you go to the mikveh, you study, you say, I'm going to give her this, but sweet. Because between this to that, you are in the middle. You are the giver. If instead of preparing yourself and checking Netflix or doing some shtuyot, what you're going to give to her is growth which are not sweet. Because you're going to be on your shoulder. Where are you? Come here.
What if Chas Shalom, like, say, I know a rabbi, I'm not going to say his name, obviously, but like, I know a rabbi, and he's a pretty big rabbi, right? He's well known, and him and his wife were never able to have children. So, like, they're still together, Baruch Hashem, but I've heard that, like, in situations like this, usually it doesn't last. So it's like, how would one, you know, like, what does that mean? Does that mean she doesn't need the tikkun of having children, or is it on the man's side, or is it?
According to what we know, you have two possibilities. The first one is she is not a woman. She's a man. In the previous life, she was a man. She comes back, she's not a woman, and she has a problem. The tikkun will be for her to have children. In the Shaar HaPesukim it's written that if it's like this, it means that when she was a man in the previous life, she went with other men. That's why she couldn't do it.
She slept around a lot.
No, it was a gay man in a previous life and then became a sterile woman. And that's the tikkun of the gay man, is to become a sterile woman.
Second aspect, the problem comes from the man. Because we know that what brings baby, it's the connection of two waters, masculine waters and feminine waters. So if she's not able to give life, it means that his feminine waters are not active.
The man's or the woman.
Feminine waters.
Within the woman.
Yeah, always. Feminine is for the woman.
Men also have feminine aspects, right?
Not here.
No. Okay. Right.
Here when you talk about the waters, it's masculine, feminine. It's shit and feminine waters.
Okay.
So the Rakadosh said, you have to activate something to bring again the feminine waters to be active inside of her. So we have specific prayers or tikkun. What do we know? When you make your hoop, and it's your wife now, you made the heart to bring the ring and so on. What's happened? You have to make the first night. That first night, you will not have a baby from that first night. The purpose is to transform his organ to a kli. What is a kli? Something which can now give birth. How do you do that? You have to send some spirituality inside. What is that spirituality? Your own ruah. What is your own ruah? Your seeds. The first seeds you send inside of her will become his nefesh and will become the factory of feminine water. So what's happened from here, you understand that all we have a problem from the first night. Maybe they come the money, sometimes performing the wedding, they go back to the hotel. Instead of making the mitzvah, say, how many gifts did you receive? Opening the envelope. Baruch Hashem, 3 a.m., I'm tired. We're going to see tomorrow if we're going to make the yichud or not. What's happened? What I said from the Zohar, you have to do this that first night. Don't let the night pass without the first yichud. Because under the chuppah, you bring an external aspect of the connection. And in the bed, you have to bring the internal aspect. If you don't bring it at the moment before the net, let's say before the sun to rising, so you have to start a whole tikkun. So all for that reason, all for that reason. So when a woman don't have this situation, the reason is our deep. That's why the sage, according to the Bible, said, even if you can divorce her, don't do it.
You can do what?
Even if you can divorce her,
Don't do it.
don't do it, because when the problem is not her, it's all you Or the Gilgul, so have some pity. Don't say,
So even if one of you don't know who it may be, but even if Chas v'shalom, that person is not able to have children, still stay together. Is what they're.
It's a big thing. I heard recently from a progressive rabbi. No matter what happens, once that marriage happens, there's no such thing as divorce.
Right.
There's not even a thought. But also, who are we? Who is he? It's hard to say that by me, but to judge that. There's tzaddikim in the world. There are tzaddikim that have passed and have lived that have never had kids.
who is judging here?
I'm saying he said that it could be a Gilgul, that this.
He's not judging.
He's just saying the reason behind it.
Say the reason. Judging is say,
Not judging. He's giving reasons behind it.
he says like Ochma.
How is that even possible? He's a huge tzaddik. He doesn't have kids. Like,
You
But
think
maybe-
that, but the truth is the truth. You know really was a tzaddik, you don't know. No one knows what's happening inside of a man. It's written in all the Torah. Only God knows exactly what is behind inside of the brain of the heart of a man. You don't know. You see, oh, it's amazing, big tzaddik. Who told you?
If the
You are
mitzvah,
judging from outside. Who told you? If we have the kind of book we bring us a chokhmah, is to take distance with what we see and to analyze the fact. From the fact, you can get some information to know how to pray at least. The purpose is not to get the information to say, no. Get it, pray. Or if you don't know where to pray, don't open that kind of book. Stay outside and think that everything is not just, no. If you know that kind of information, it's for one purpose. To have pity, to pray for them, and if you have the possibility to talk with them, to bring them to tshuva. But for a reason, yes.
Yeah, well, these days, most people are judged, not judged, their reputation is based on their limud Torah, which is great. But there's other factors as well. Like, limud Torah is one factor of a yichud in general. But you also have eating, you also have praying, and you have no idea what's going on in their mind or how they're doing things. We build up modern day tzaddikim, like they know limud Torah.
It's like I'm thinking of a name, whatever. Like, how could it be like these answers that you're saying? Like, how did it?
In the Shaar HaPesukim, Akadosh said, even some Tanaim. You know Tanaim? We can bring people back to life. We cannot imagine what is the level of a Tanaim. He said, one day he was in Tzfat, Abichagital, Akadosh said, look, there is one Tana in the sheep.
Sheep, yeah.
Sheep. Oh, Tana in the sheep. We understand what does it mean. It means that it don't deserve Gehinnom. Gehinnom is too good for him.
what was he doing on the ship?
There's in the sheep.
In the sheep. He was the sheep.
Oh, he was the ship.
Yeah,
sheep.
Tana.
Sheep.
Oh, the sheep. Oh, yeah.
Tana, you know what is
Oh,
Tana?
yeah.
So it's a lower level than even Gehenna. It's Kafakala.
It's mean, yeah. What does it mean? Yeah, Tana. So if you know that, please bring me all the tzaddikim. If I have one Tana who can come back in animals, I don't put people there. I just look at fact.
Mm-hmm.
This is the Torah. The Torah is not lying. Don't play with external aspect. Everything is internal. What are you really? If something is wrong, we are not here to judge you. But if you want to know why, we have the Zohar. We are here to give us the direction how to make tshuva. And sometimes that's connected to yourself, connected to your past life. So it's huge.
But the situation we were talking about, right? Like if Chas v'shalom, right, a man and a woman cannot have a kid together, right? They should still not get divorced, right? But isn't
My advice from the Gemara, it said, if you understand what are the reasons, never you can divorce.
It's a lack of
Isn't it mitzvah?
bitachon. Hashem could fix anything in 1 second. So it's a lack of bitachon.
So you have to just have imun and betachon.
Yeah.
Because the mitzvah is not to get married, right? It's to have kids.
Something needs to be fixed.
Not only that, people are maybe shocked about some tzaddikim. Let's go higher. Avoid themselves. You know when they said that all the mothers, all the imahot, they were sterile.
What?
Still.
Oh, okay.
You understand what I mean?
Yeah.
So what? Rachel, yes, Rachel, Sarah, Rivka, they are. So why? Why? So because he wanted them to pray first. So if it's like that, if I'm Rabbi Shimon or Arakadosh, I will not write being sterile, mean that, and that. No, write it down. Not only that, it's even written that Yaakov, because he married sisters, he came back in a woman, Abigail. So, truth is truth. If you want to make the truth like this because this big tzaddik, okay, make your deal. The truth is truth. So different. That's what we study. We don't want people to make us like a show. No, I don't want show. I want to understand how the concept is. That's why most of the time people, when it's comes about concept, no, listen to the concept. It will help you in every situation of life. Listen, what is the truth here? Let's go back to the limit. They say, because Yaakov didn't knew that in the bear it was Leah and Rachel, what's happened, because he was innocent, his seeds went out from the pea channels. So this means that the son of Reuben, inside of him, he could not enter in Eretz Israel.
Is this one of the reasons why Rachel got mad? Leah got mad one time when I think Reuben brought some flowers to Rachel and said, "You take my husband, now you take my child too." I don't know if you remember this scenario.
Yeah, but it's different. It's in that situation it's a little bit different. Why? Because Leah also forget about the original situation. Because if Rachel wasn't so open, she would not be married. So how can you say to your sister that you take my husband, but thanks to her you were married?
Because like maybe you, Reuben, there was like a closeness, like a connection since you, Yaakov had taught of Rachel. Maybe like there was a closeness between Rachel and Reuben or something.
Yeah,
like that.
yeah.
That's probably why, like, she was,
Yeah.
That's what he said. Now you take my son too.
Yeah. And from that plants, that herbs that she get, your son will be born.
Does that herb still exist today?
Yes, but we don't know because of the book of the plant and song written by Shlomo, the king Yechezkiyahu burned it. Because he saw people doing things without tshuva. It's like I have a recipe of this, I hear that plant, I drink. All the things should be built on tshuva. When something is wrong or when something is off, God wants you to go first of all at the stage of tshuva. Not to go straight to the solution like, here is, I'm okay. No. Let's continue. I say Pirush, it means that the seeds went out from the channels, from the pipe, the channel of the pea. ויוצא דריה נקב המים, ונמצא כי ראובן אמת הוא שהוא בכור, מבחינת היסוד, אלא שהוא מבחינת נקב המים, אשר ידעת כי הוא מוצא מותר ושיגים, ומשפיע על החיצונים. So what's happened? So it's true. Reuven was the firstborn in the aspect of Yesod. What is Yesod? Relationship. Why? The first time Yaakov went with a woman was with Leah. Said, but because of his life, because the situation, what's happened, is not a real firstborn. Why? Because he went out from the pipe of the pea, the channel of the pea. You say, you know what is the connection of the channel of the pea? You use it to feed the people.
That's what it was a keeper in his head a little bit. That's why he wanted to stay outside of it.
Don't say like that. Say just he received a sound of low level, according to what was supposed to receive. Rather than that, say because this basically which channel is seed is used to feed the clipper. You go to the toilet, you say to the clipper. So why? Why this happened? Because they lied to Yaakov. Even if he didn't know about that, his nature his spirituality failed it. What happened? The seed, instead of doing that, did that.
Yaakov seed.
Yeah.
Because he wasn't able to focus on Leah. He focused on Leah.
No, because it was for him, it was Rachel.
He was focusing on Rachel.
Yeah.
With Leah.
Yeah. He said, בעניין זה נרמז בזוהר. So if you want to understand this, go to the Zohar, פרשת ויחי. בדף רמ"ד עמוד שבדע. כי ראובן הוא בדעת העליון, שבין חור וזה, אשר גם בו יש בית נקבים, כדוגמת יסוד הנזכר. משם יצא ראובן מסוד נקב השני. So he said, in this Zohar, I explain to you, not only are Reuven's sons went out, but also from the roots, that it was also, the damage was also in the roots of the sound, which is in the dot. וזה סוד פסוק, הכי גדול כמו נחל, כי נחל עליון הוא בינה, שהוא סוד עוד א', החסרה בתיבת בגד. כמו שאמר בראשית ותאמר, לאה, בגד וכולי. So, confirm what we say. וזה הנחל היה בו בגידה, כי לא קיבלה טיפה זרע בנקב הזרע של מעט, אלא בנקב המים, ומשם יצא ראובן בבגידה זו בנחל העליון שהיא בינה. So what's happened basically? When you play games with people and you lie, and especially with this moment of union, or let's say, like you said at the beginning, you are with your wife, but Chas Shalom, you are seeing the last video clip you saw, or you're thinking about, I don't know, what's happened? You are in the that. Let's see. Let's see how the damage are brought. We know that the factory of seeds is in the brain. The science knows it. So the brain, what is your brain? It's, you have on the right side Chokhmah, on the left side Bina. In the middle you have that. But you know that that has two parts. One given from Abba, which is the 5 Chasadim, which will be for you to make you bigger, and one given by Ima, which is the 5 Gvorot. So now what's happened? When things happen normally, the factory of seed is here. After, we're in that. After it goes straight to the Yesod. In the Yesod, you have also 5, right? From this side, which is yours, we're going to have a Bar Jose. Who's going to help you to be a man, to grow up. And from this side, you have to put it out to give it to the Nukva inside of a Yesod, right?
You give it to the what?
To the woman. So what's happened? Said if you are, or you are lying, or you are missing one information, or you are bringing pictures or movie in your brain, the damage starts already from here. You see? So even if the seed is not out, from the brain you bring a damage. One day I heard some crazy story. One man called me from Strasbourg. It's a Haredic city in France. I have some problem with Shalom Bait. And they said, look, you know, in Strasbourg, we like to mix Torah and philosophy. And they said, look, we have some program with Shalom Bait. I want to see our psychologia. And they said to me that maybe the best way to find a solution is to say to my wife, all my desire when we are together. I said, okay. I said, what are your desires? He said, I don't understand, because his wife is one fourth of my wife. And So, yeah, no. I said to my wife, I want us to put some porn movie when we are doing. So what did say the psychologist who is also rabbi? He said, no, he said to me that my wife have to accept that. I said, what? The rabbi said that you can bring your computer, porn movie, and to use that. I said, yes.
So let's see.
Trying to get a new rabbi.
So yeah. There was one day I heard him in the Knesset. He said he heard it from a Gemara. That's where that rabbi heard it from. He said there's a woman. I don't know what he said. There was a woman that went to a rabbi. So every time, like the husband wants to make a new food, he wants to do it from the back. And so I don't understand. It's weird to me. The rabbi said to her, "You're a wife. Your duty is to please your husband. Do as he said."
No, but that was, I've also, everyone, you ask 2 hours, you have 10 opinions. But what I've heard before, I don't know what the status on this is. You're married, you're intimate together, you can do whatever you would like.
It's wrong.
You can, but there's consequences.
I was told the only thing that you're supposed to do in a relationship is just missionary.
Ideally, it's a certain way,
Bro.
but if you
Yeah,
got
you can't do anything else.
Okay,
no, hello, we're men, it's fine, it's for men.
No, it doesn't matter, but we're men. Go into specifics later. And I don't think it's appropriate to.
That's what we're talking about.
Yeah, to speak on a general basis, but to go into specifics is
Let's everybody express themselves like them.
okay. Maybe among married men, yeah, I think so. But like to state what position needs to be engaged in, I don't think
You
anyone
know how to
needs to.
rectify it. It's important.
So we don't make mistakes.
When you come to marriage, that's when you do it. That's when
You
you
have to
know
know from before how to know what to get into.
Yeah, when it's time for marriage. That's when,
Yeah,
that's
it's not for marriage, all of us.
okay, when you are getting married, when you have your shidduch, and you're getting married, learn those halachot. And start publicizing this information now, knowing what position is appropriate for marriage when you're not even married.
I don't agree with you, Akiva, because out of this room, everybody talks like this.
No,
So
I don't. No, no.
I think the best it is when people express themselves like they want. After my job is to fix it to bring to the pusher.
Yeah.
Never put someone like a wall and say, don't do that, because when you do that, it's worse. You have to let people to express themselves. After you, in your answer,
Yeah.
you bring them the good way to express it.
Okay. I think a filter is appropriate. And that's all.
But the problem is, what is a filter?
A filter is okay. So I heard that the only appropriate position, and then Rabbi, do you think it's okay for me to state this? Confirm with the rabbi before you start.
For example,
I don't know. I just don't think it's so appropriate for a poor discussion.
Why I'm asking you what is a filter?
Yeah.
Because, for example, in my level, the way you answer to him, you're missing the filter.
Yeah. Okay. So maybe it's a
So
little
it's
bit.
really
That's
like
what I'm saying.
filter is a big word, but when you express
Yeah,
yourself, they also let you express yourself.
Right.
Because you say it's not appropriate.
I'm expressing myself. Yeah, because of the nature of the situation, I think it's appropriate
Exactly.
to not
So his filter,
engage into further discussion.
is as important as your filter. Don't think because you say the word missionary that you saying that, oh, don't say that, your filter is higher. No. Filter is filter. What does it mean? If you are ready to ask to people to say things in a way, you also, when you hear that some words are shocking for you, wait at the end of the show, take him in the side. Say sorry, not to the public also. This is also a filter. That's why I say you have to, for me here, the purpose is to give you all the tools I can for you to be in the best place, no matter which yeshiva, no matter which rabbanut, to succeed.
Yeah.
I give you a tikkun here. When someone is expressing, don't be shocked.
Yeah.
Just receive it like it is. If you want to give it something to help you to higher, take him on the side. But also filter is also for the guy who is shocked. The way you express your shocking aspect, don't make it in public like this.
Okay.
This is the purpose. That's why you can say people here that say, well, I stay the same. I say the same. But after, in my answer, I give them the way to say it. But you have to let people to be natural. If they're not natural, they will start to play game with you. And that's till you lose your students. Because when they pass the door, when they start to have kind of words, and you don't know how they speak together when they are outside, you're lost. The purpose is they still be the same outside and the same inside.
That's
When you succeed to do that, after when you give the solution, they will give the solution even inside and even outside. So it's slowly. So let's go back to the question. It's like this. People don't understand what the Rambam says. The Rambam said that if it's not disturbing your wife, but you have to understand what is the position of a posek. A posek is here to prevent the bad behavior. He knows that if you say no, you're going to do it, right? You know, Rambam knew. Before you ask the question, you know what you're going to do. It's like I say, excuse me, can we make like to still go in because the goyim are not Jewish? I know already that you asking mean that you will do it. This is a secret in the soul. Okay. What do I say? I say, okay. My purpose is to avoid you to make it badly. You say, look, because he's not Jewish, you can apply another logical of percentage. But when you say, you hear that, Posek Halacha is for everybody. You have to pay something general. But here, we are not general. Here, we are targeting the highest level. Why? Because I don't know for you, but I'm not here to joke. If I forgive, I just live all my previous life to become a Jewish, I'm not here to say a middle years of my life. I want to achieve the highest level. Not because of Gava, because I start something, I have to do it properly. So my purpose is not to be built in what is like a kind of general stuff. No, give me what is the highest. It's like you go in a place, you want to sell shoes. You will sell only sandals. But the highest seller, they sell also Western. Give me the Western. I want to sell them also. No, give me the highest. So what is the highest? They say it's a mistake to think that you can make what you do, what you want. It's impossible. Why? You have specific time, hours, if you don't make yichud when you want. For example, if you tell people who make yichud with their wife in the day, they're reshaim. So let's say, see if in the times it's fixed like this. What's happened with the people? Okay, don't do what you think. Things have been created to be connected in the proper way. Not in the back, not in the mouth, nothing like that. This is ma'aseh goim. But when you have people who are used to do that, who already have built their mind about that, the purpose is to bring them to this. Slowly. But it's a hard stuff. All the course I do to prepare people to wedding, I tell them, look, you want to know the highest, I give you the highest. If you are not able to do, don't do. But don't say that we didn't tell you what to do and how to do it. Woman is not an object. Woman is not an object. She is. This is so important what you have to bring down. That's doing what you want for sure. You will finish like an animal. Sure. Because if you do what you want, one question: how did you build what you want? If you are a real tzaddik, how did you build that?
Is it you finish looking at you get reincarnated looking at animal, or you finished?
No, your action. Because people always build this from something they saw or they heard. So who told you that pressure is like that? Who told you? From where do you do that? So that you can see that. Oh, I saw one day a movie Or one day I saw that in the yeshiva. If you're studying, don't have any ideas. Can you have specific words? Yes.
I think the Gemara states that one isn't liable for sex that's done through anal intercourse.
I don't understand. One isn't liable.
Yeah, he's not liable for it's not called sex. So I'm just saying that that's one method of figuring out necessarily. I think it does specify the other methods as well. I can't remember, but I know it says, and I know it says, and the ones that's not considered sex. And so, if someone did that before marriage with a woman, wouldn't be considered. It wouldn't even consider sex.
It's okay.
So, yeah.
Why? Because, for example, let's take a case. You are a Cohen.
Mm-hmm.
You want to marry a woman.
Mm-hmm.
Can you marry a woman who have already went with someone before?
That's why I asked. The Cohen can't marry virgins, no?
No,
Yeah. I heard it's okay. So someone told me yesterday that it was only the Cohen Gadol, but I was arguing with them. I was telling them, no. You should all Cohen.
No, but now there's arguments because
Yeah, I heard
some rabbis say
that Cohen.
it's Kohen Gadol.
Yeah,
Some rabbis
exactly.
say it's a Kohen.
Exactly.
And ideally, it should not happen.
Exactly. Yeah. So I heard Cohen Gadol is the
My
prohibition.
question to build this up to make your statement stronger is, if a woman did something from the back before,
Is
she's
just
still considered a virgin,
Yeah.
you know? Can a coin marry her? That's the question. So basically, the idea of a coin marriage is she's never been touched before at all. I see.
I don't know if that's true from the inside when I said no, it just doesn't sound like
I know,
it
it's because why do we have, let's say, seminar and so on? Why we want to bring people to be married young? Because once you pass some age, it's on. It's on. Things, yeah. It's on. It's on. Because all this logic of ours, even if this happens, he's still virgin. This is logical of goyim. Like they say, when you do something from the mouth, it's like you didn't do anything. What do you say? Seeing the nudity of someone is done. Done. You see. Anti-u herbal. You don't, it's out, forbidden to see. Even you put an image in front of you, it's some already image. And now you see you have physical contact, and you say, no, just because it's off. And according to the third year, we are not talking only about Kohen Gadol, because all the Kohanim I know, first question they ask when I have to bring them some shidur, is it okay? Is it virgin? Because this is the only way you keep the Kedusha of Keuna.
Right. That's what
Yeah. When these three chasadim go down, and then eventually they sweeten the Gevorot here, that go through the Rishima. Then finally, when all of the five Gevorot get passed into Nukva, but they have a trace of the chasadim from there, so they're in a sense they're sweetened So they're going back to their source, so to speak, which came from Ima but goes to Nuk, which is Gevorot in their shorish, but now they're sweetened. So do they also transfer that chasadim to the other Gevorot that are in Nuk? So then she completely becomes sweetened. You just need that one to sweeten everything. Is that the?
This is the answer of what we started to study last week about the daughter of Sufran. Remember what we say? It's written like this. The daughter of Sufran, there were 5. Milka, Hagla, Noah, Tirza, I forgot the third one. Sorry.
This is who? The kids of who?
Sofrad. Sofrad was the son of Makir. Makir was the son of Menashe. Menashe was the son of Yosef. So they are the straight descendant of Yosef. So what's happened when Moshe was making the heritage for the land, who's going to take which part? there were 5 women without men in the family. The father had only girls. And we know that obviously the heritage men's. So they came and say, Moshe, what's happened with us? Because look, we are women, but our father deserved the land. So Moshe said, I don't know if you deserve your part of the land. Let me check. But what does it mean? The question is, how Moshe had to check? And the Haggadah explained, sometime when this happened, relationship, right? He said, this is the part which will go to the woman, right? So what's happened? You have some of them which stayed inside. They don't go out. And he said, this is the 5 daughters. What does it mean? Why Moshe has a lot of doubt about giving them the part of the land? Because when you go out, this is Eretz Israel, so you deserve. And Marakadosh said, they stay here, yes, but they send light. They have influence on the dot. You understand it? On the dot of Nubia. So they stay here, but they have influence. What does it mean? To make sweeter, it's a big deal. You have to study it, but it's written in the Drush Tzelem Petz Chaim. It's not the same time for everyone, but the general idea is like you said first. It's like they are making sweeter, they are sweeter thanks to this aspect. They are here, and this is like this, like him. But we're gonna see what does it mean by stay inside.
What about someone who wants to marry 2 wives?
Problem is, Shalom Binyamin. Shalom, shalom. Shalom, shalom. So,
It's only on Ashkenazim, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, I don't think it exceeds anything farther than that.
the truth is this woman is Gzera, not Gzera, let's say is Takana, not Gzera. Takana was from Rabbeinu Gershon. He said for the word Ashkenazi for 1,000 years. And he said, if in one millennium someone find a way to open this takana, he can open it, but no rabbi want to do that. So in the world of Ashkenazi, it's forbidden. It's still forbidden.
To do what?
Marry more wives.
So now from the Sephardic word, it's another aspect.
Right.
Right? For example, I do know people who still now are married to.
Right.
That's not official. They keep it secret.
Okay.
While some rabbanim, they let it happen here,
Yeah.
because we see tribes or people coming from countries where it was permitted, from Morocco, from Tunisia, from Algeria, from Baghdad. So they were used of that. They asked them to say discreet. But now, the problem is like this. What is the level that you need to get to do that?
Right.
And that level is connected to the purity of this place.
It's not a Jewish idea.
Someone
It's a Jewish idea. Yeah, the Jewish people have many wives. They're one in certain countries, like you're saying.
Yeah.
Even recently. It's like, okay, Arabs, they have 2 wives. It's standard, at least. It's like,
Yeah, but no, the problem is all people at the level. Because the problem with our generations is people are too much connected to the ta'ava, the desire and to the pleasure. But if you are in that situation, with 2 women, you cannot. For sure, you need the gashniut, you need to have a wife for both of them. It's a big deal. It's not something easy.
Possible.
Yeah, for each
Arabs,
one.
They have 2 wives. Yeah.
Yeah,
Ooh.
yeah.
So you don't put them in the same house.
Asur,
No, they don't know each. No.
asur.
You're just asking for like one more.
Yeah, yeah,
Really?
of course.
The Arabs in the
in Hebron, I work with someone. There's a house for one wife with children and a house for one wife for other children.
But they don't talk to each other.
No.
No, we can talk. But the problem is how you consider each one. It should be at the same level. And also, you have not to be like, the problem with the generation is that they do things with pleasure. For some Baba Saleh, before 40 or 30 years, had 6 wives.
6?
Yeah.
I thought it was 2.
Baba Saleh?
Yeah, 6 wives.
Whoa. Yeah. How many kids he had?
Oh, it's one of the biggest families that had said, a lot.
His nephew still lives in this.
Yeah?
His nephew.
Yeah.
This.
This the rabbi of Naria.
Yeah.
Yeah, David Abu Katsaya.
He speaks fluent English.
Yeah.
He speaks fluent English.
David Abukassi.
Oh,
Yeah.
shalom. Comment ça va?
Good stuff.
Shalom,
Every
shalom.
time I go to him, he doesn't speak English.
I have a friend that grew up with him in English.
Yeah. Every time I go to him, he never speak English. In Aria, he never speak English to me. Why is this?
Long time.
Nadia, viens dans vacation au mer.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, super. Bye-bye.
I was just reading about this morning, and
Every time I go up,
he says that the big problem about, he said there's different types of Jews, right? You have the Jew is that Galut Jew, you know, who is influenced by the going, right? Yeah, they may keep Shabbat, they kosher, they go out to fill in, and learn a dollar a day, but they have a different way of thinking. They've been corrupted by the ideas of Galut, so
Yeah.
violence and money and sex and
Exactly.
this and that.
Exactly.
And when they come back to Eretz Yisrael, they have to fix themselves.
Yeah.
And it's a process. It can take generations to completely
Yeah.
remove that.
Yeah, for sure. To answer to the question of Yakiva, for example, let's say, you know one bedin in one country where it's permit. For example, let's say you go to Congo, they have a bedin there. In Congo, it's not forbidden. But if this man is one of my students, or one of my chavruta, we check and we say, look, it's a big deal. It's a big deal. Don't do that with the purpose of tahava. If it's written in the Torah, it's a mitzvah as important as Shabbat, as everything. All the mitzvah we have to make it with passion, love, and fear. Don't think that because you're going to do it, that you are man. If you're not able, if you don't have in your nature the good mitzvah rooted, it's like no anger, not speaking for nothing, no passion, you're calm. If you don't have that, don't. Why? You're going to bring on yourself fire. It's when women, you say women, they are gvorot. When women start to be jealous, start to cry about the situation, you're done. You're done, plus.
There's an American saying, I think, at least I've only heard it in America. Ain't no fury like a woman's scorn, I think it goes.
Yeah, that's why many students ask me about that. And also, I know that Rabbi Yosef was wanted to open the question. Because they say we have too much women, less men, and we have more and more women going with non-Jewish.
Right.
So it was opening the question.
To open that up.
Rabbi Yosef.
So what would you do if you were like one of these communities like the B'nai Menashe in India or like Nigeria?
Even the Ethiopian, they have also this minhag. Basically, it says when you come from a roots or a country or culture where it's normal, keep it for you, but it's a problem because the states are not like this, it's shake. So that's why sometimes it's complicated. But he wanted to add the question again. And only him had this power to tell that. Like he said, like he did for the Argonaut. You know the Argonaut story? All the women that they lost, we don't know, they're men in war. It's when you married, your husband went to war, and 1 year, 2 years, you don't come back. So we suppose he's that. But we don't know. We don't have any proof. But you're married. You don't receive any gifts. So what's happened with you?
You can't go anywhere.
You can't go anywhere. You're trapped. He's the only one who came and said, now you can all marry again a new man.
Yosef.
Rabbi Yosef, yeah. So he opened the problem of Agunot. He said all the husbands are died.
No, but I think it came about before he said something. After the Holocaust, they had the same.
Yeah, but the problem is Holocaust, the percentage to see someone dies is normal because it was destruction. But war, it's complicated. Sometimes someone he went to war, he escaped, and it takes 3 years to come back. So what do? You said to her husband to get married again, to create a problem. What to create a mamzer? Because she's married. And you said to her to marry another man. And the child will be mamzer. So it take on him the problem and say, you can marry again. You can go and find a new husband.
Can a Cohen do so?
Yeah?
Can you go? Cohen do so?
What?
A Cohen. Can you marry 2 wives?
Yeah, of course.
So what would happen then if the first husband was found alive, he came back?
Yeah.
And both marriages are still valid?
I think he used kind of for our college because it's hard. I never heard that one of the women who received the authorization to marry again, so seeing one of his husband coming back. So it's a hard question,
Right.
Big deal. So just to finish before the Hafsaka, and said, וגם זה סוד גרמה במשהו בתקף כף ירחה יעקב לפי שגד הוא בערך ימין, וכבר נתבהר אצלנו, מה שמע בזו פרשת ויצא. כי בתקף ירחה יעקב ויתמה על נדב אביהו, ולכן כשמתו התאהבו באליהו ואליהו התשבי, שהיה משבט גד. לפי שגם גד גרם כיקול הזה. With everything after I explain to you. וגם, מנשה גם הוא בסוד ירר יעקב, וגיד הנשה, ולכן נקרא מנשה, כי נשני אלוהים, ולכן גם הוא יצא לחול. אמנם מנשה הוא מן הנקב של זרע שביסוד, אלא שגם הוא חצי מים, ולכן לא יצא לחוץ. רק אותו המחצית של שבט מנשה. So basically, I will not explain this. I will explain it later on in the week. What happened, what you have to know, is the same situation which happened with Reuben, happened also with Menashe and Gad. What's happened with Gad? Same situation. Leah, she saw that Rachel gave her servant to Yaakov. You say, okay, I cannot have children. Okay, Yaakov, take my servant Bilhah, and the child you're going to have will be my child. It says done. Leah, by jealousy, did the same, but without telling to Yaakov. She just take Zilpah, put her in the bed instead of her. And Yaakov, same situation. He thought it was Leah, but it was Bilhah. So one more time, he was not he didn't know who was in the bed. So also the son of God, same problem, because I didn't know who was in the bed. And Menashe, what this problem is different. The Menashe is Yosef's son. So but the problem with Menashe is his mother. His mother was the result of a rape. So you have Menashe, have one part Yosef, one part his mother. And the part of his mother is one part rape, one part kadosh, because she was a descendant of Yaakov, Osnat. But she was also the result of a rape from Shem ben Hamor. So what does it mean? Yosef had to fix her, and the fixing will be done with Ephraim. Ephraim will be perfect. That's why all the tribes of Ephraim enter in Eretz Israel. But Menashe, because of the roots he had from Shem and Hamor and the rape, he had one part of his son not so clean. Need to be fixed outside. Yeah.
I thought Menashem's mother was Potiphar's daughter.
Yeah, what's that?
But it was really, and there's a midrash that says it was really Dinah, or it was really a Jewish woman.
No, it's like this.
Can't remember which one. Rivka.
It's like this. Osnat was the daughter of Dinah.
Oh, that's what, not Potiphar.
No, Dinah.
Okay.
And what happened, when she was born, she knew from the beginning that her mazal was Yosef. So when Yosef was sold in Egypt, she just escaped and went to find him. But the father of Osnat is the Shem Achiti. So what's happened, Osnat is half-half. Half Ta'or, half Tamil, let's say. I mean, if you can say that on Osnat, it's amazing. So the part she had from the Chiti, from Shem and Hamor, bring her to be like the first child she had was not so fixed totally. It was half. As well, Menashe, you have one half which have to stay outside. But this, don't see that this is complicated, close and done. God always succeeds to bring the good even behind the other situation. How? We know, and I will finish by that, after we start the finish you. We know that when Abraham received the blessing of God, after the covenant they did, he took the animals, cut them in the middle, the fire came, and God said to him, you people will be slaves in one country, and he said, I give you the land, the country of 10 people. Right? This is to Abraham. What happened? Yehoshua succeed. Yehoshua, when he entered in Eretz Israel, he gets the land of 7 people. Right? So something is missing. You are missing 3 territories, 3 places, 3 spaces here. Missing 3. Between the what we receive from Abraham, this versus what we get. It's like this. What are missing is Kenizi, and Kadmoni.
Question, did Shlomo manage to get all the land of 10 people or only 7?
Good question. No, Shlomo was only on the 7.
I'm not so familiar with the story of Yeshua. So what do we do with he only had 7 people?
It's like this. You give me what the siddur behind. The left. Stop. Yeah.
Right here?
Yeah. Take one for you. Give me one. Go to page. Okay, go to the page 130.
130.
Yeah.
Utzva.
וצבא שמיים לך משחטים. אתה הוא, השם האלוקי, אשר בראת באברהם. You choose Abraham. והוצאתו מאור כסדים. You bring it out from his כסדים. ושמת שמו אברהם. So you change his name to Abraham to Abraham. ומצאת את לבבו נאמן. You found him that he was faithful. וקראות עמו ברית. And you make with him a covenant. לתת את ארץ כנעני. To give to him the lands of the Canaanite. Canaanite, Hittite, Aemori, Aferizi, Ayevusi, Agirgashi. I'm missing one. Canaanite, Hittite, Aemori, Aferizi, Ayevusi, Agirgashi. Missing one. It's not here. Here, how many people you have to count here? You count 7. It's a country of 7 kings. The Canaan. It's like this.
7 kings within these different places.
But all the country is Eretz Canaan. But inside, you have 7 different people
In charge.
Yeah.
So you're saying even though Yeshua was in charge, he had 7 people who he would delegate things to, kind of like how Moshe Rabbeinu delegated to the different tribes.
When we enter, the purpose to become one nation. But the problem is you have to conquer, to take the country. So how many words you have to do? 7. Because all the Eretz Canaan, all the Eretz Canaan is composed with 7 kings. Why? Because each we are missing. Are missing one second. We are the 7 people of Canaan. We are the 7 people. It's written in Shemot 3, verse 8. The country, but they're going to receive in heritage when Yehoshua and enter, is the country of Hittite, Girgashi, Emori, Canaani, Perizi, Hivi, Yevusi. This is the 7 people who are living on Eretz Canaan. This is Eretz Israel. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7. Right? But now, when you go to take the Chumash there, the Rishit on the left. Yeah, the big one, the Rishit.
Should we put the sticker back? Or still need the sticker? Or?
No, let's go to the silver back there.
This is the question. It's okay to do. Asking me the right team. Team. No, for sure. That's a simple advice. Not like this. Yeah, that's what I meant. You see, your parent knows what to do. That's the problem. Your parent knows what to do. You gotta chill. See, look at him. Chilling. No, chill. Everybody chill. I'm giving guys speaking. This is total us. I know, but I'm just saying. It's not even that's not cool.
You can read in Hebrew, Ari?
Yeah, I can't understand. Like I need help.
No, you got no. Just read from here. And it says, "Bayom hahu karat Hashem et Avraham berit." So from here, I will translate. Read from here to here. From Yud Chet to Kaf Aleph. Okay. I will translate.
Bayom hahu karat Hashem et Avram berit lemor bezar acha natati et haaretz.
So on this day, God make a covenant, an agreement with Abraham. He say, to your descendants, to your children, I give this land. Yeah.
Hazot min har Mitzrayim ad nahar agador nahar.
So from the rivers of Egypt to the big rivers, which is the Efrat. How do you say
Har
Efrat?
parat.
Parat, yeah.
Et hakeni ve'et hakmizi ve'et hakadmoni
Okay. Continue.
ve'et hahiti ve'et haperizi ve'et harfaim
Yeah.
ואת האמורי,
Mhm.
ואת הכנעני,
Mhm.
ואת הגרשי,
Mhm.
ואת
Yebusi. So what's happened? How many people is staying God here? 10. How many do we get? 7. How much are missing? 3.
These are people, or these are like tribes? These are tribes who are currently in the land of Canaan.
Yes, because a real land is a land where you have a tribe on it. A real people have one king, one people, and one land. So what's happened? To Abraham, he said, I give you 10. What did we get? We got 7. And you know, like I say, God always transforms things for the good. When Menashe, God, and Reuben, they say, we stay here. Which country did they kept? 8, 9, 10. Over the river of Yarden. So even if in the roots of the root of our soul we have a problem, even if in the big, God succeeds to make it happen properly. You see now from the situation, because you are not responsible, you are just born from that situation. But I will use you to take the free space missing. You will keep them for the after the time. So basically what are we doing now? Menashe, Gad, Reuven, they are keeping the land that they call Keni, Kadmoni, Kenizi. What are there? Chochmah, Bina, in that. The highest country. Gemara said, where will Mashiach live?
We're coming from
No, here. You're gonna live in the country, in the earth of Keni, Kadmoni, Keni, Kenizi, Kadmoni. Say why? It's because you have to ask one other question. If you have this land with certain people, where all the people who were living before the Torah will live? Abraham, where is this territory? You don't have any heritage. He separated everything already. Say all the people who live before the Torah will live here.
in Jordan.
Yeah, in the territories. They are the highest. They are Chochmah bin Adat. Here you are in the body. You are in Chesed, Gevurah, Tzivah, Netzach, Yesod, Malchut. But here, this is the break, this is the Mochim. So what's happened? Mashiach gonna live here. Also, all the tzaddikim and tzaddikot who live before the Torah, consider the land, will live in that territories, and also the Gerim. Yeah. You have, I don't have any territory. I can come, who can I go to see where's my, I don't have. I'm not from God. How can I do? Say it's simple. You will find it.
Jordan, the whole country biblically belongs to us. The entire country.
Jordan, according to this free space, Jordan is just this. This is Jordan. It's bigger.
Jordan.
Yeah, Jordan.
The rest is Iraq, Iran.
We cannot get all.
Oh, so we're saying even Iran, Iraq would
Yeah,
be.
yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that was part of biblical Israel.
Of course. This is the beginning of the Shiur. What's the difference between the actual Israel and the big Israel? The difference is you have to know how to count. Read to your Torah. To Abraham, 10 people, so 10 countries, 10 spaces are given. To Yoshua, 7 are used. So what's happened? These 3 are kept by who? Gad, Menashe, and Reuven. Why they stopped before? Because they knew that we have to keep that place now, or we will put something to say that we will get it returned back.
I'm a little confused over like the 10 tribes that I just read, right? These are the 10 tribes that are living in Canaan before Abraham Avinu came, right?
Yeah.
They were anti-Jew. They were anti-children of Israel, right? They weren't with us, right? They were their own.
No. The Canaanim, they are the sons of Ham.
Okay.
So Ham was the leader of the country. But God said, because your behavior is not good, Ham, I will take this country out of your hand. I will give it to the descendant of Shem. So the Jewish are the second landlord of this country. The first landlord is the Hamid.
What's the phone?
Hamid. Ham is like this. You have Noah, right?
Right.
How many sons Noah had?
Noah's children.
3.
Okay. Shem,
Shem,
Ham,
Ham,
who's the third?
and Yafet. The Gemara said that Ham is the root of all the African tribes.
Ham
So what's happened? What was the son of Ham?
with the Brit, right? He like is it Ham that who castrated?
Yeah. So what's happened with Ham? What are the sons? Ut, Mitzrayim, Cush, and Canaan.
These are the tribes that are descended from Ham.
This is the son of Ham.
Or the sons. Okay.
So Canaan, let's say, had 7 children. Which one? Hitti, Yebusí. All the 7 tribes you see it here. So this is Eretz Canaan. The Bible don't hide it. It says Eretz Israel before being Israel, but Eretz Canaan. The land of Canaan is Canaan, the 4th son of Ham. But their behavior was so bad that this country where we are just need one thing for the citizen, Kedusha. But they brought crazy thing. What say that God, I will give this country which was in your hand, I'll give it to Shem. I'll give it to Shem. So based on that, you understand that from the beginning, this
Ham was
country.
descended from Shem.
Yeah. Shem had one, two, after you have Arphaxad, Terah, Abraham.
So was Ham the oldest?
Of the 3?
Yeah.
Look at. Some people say yes, some people say he was the youngest.
So why would the land be given to Ham, right, and not Shem or
Good question.
Yafet?
Good question. Based on that, the Gemara said it was for sure the Bechor. But some people say, no, it wasn't the Bechor, but they had the most spirituality. You see African people. You say, ooh, why? Where's God?
Yeah, they equate the name Ham with
Yeah.
divine
Yeah.
divinity.
Yeah.
There's a lot of spirituality.
I don't know.
But you
Even
can get as a source there.
if you go to Africa, you feel that something spiritual. It's not a country of Kashmir. They don't care about buildings. You see the country, you see people, if you can pay all the day, pay all the day. The people of Ham.
That was the secret of the Shaar of the 7 Kings.
That's why Moshe married a woman of Cush.
So how come the Americans are not like that?
Like what?
There's some very.
I think that's spiritual.
Like
The only country I know that they put in their money in gold interest is America.
No, he's talking about African. I think when they immigrate there, the land itself, it closes. It closes. So when if consider people are naturally that are born in Africa, they will tend to have a more open gland. One of the glands that exists in the brain that allows one to be more inclined to divine and spiritual. But if you're from America, that closes very easily.
Yeah.
If you're in that land, the nature, the temperature, it doesn't really.
He's right. But
I did my research.
you say that the land, the country where you put your feet on, have a kind of influence on you. Even if you are well-rooted, take a Jewish, put him in China, in the hardest place of China where you eat bad soup and so on, you'll see that something will influence him. But now so I see it like a good point that a lot of Americans, Black Americans, they are making trips to Africa to find out their tribes and so on. It means a lot. It means a lot. And I think it will be a big part of the tikkun of America when the Black American will make this connection again. We'll see spirituality will come back in America.
Suppose there's a whole initiative right now in Ghana that you can make if you're an African American